Welcome back, Guardians, to another Destiny video, and in today's Destiny video we are going to be looking at the patch notes for the recent patch that just went live a couple of hours ago, to be honest. And there's actually quite a few different changes and some other things as well, but I'm going to be concentrating solely on the raids. There is other things like PvP, but I'm not interested in PvP, and Iron Banner is returning, which I'll make a separate video on once the Iron Banner vendor returns. But there's some changes, so let's get into it. Firstly, they fixed an issue with Ascendant materials no longer being a possible reward for daily gold tier public events. So I'm assuming that after a certain amount of events you can't get Ascendant materials anymore. So they've basically fixed an issue where you can get Ascendant materials while you carry on doing public events. And in addition to other potential rewards, weekly Nightfall strikes can now award 9 or more strange coins. Yay, that's what we wanted. Wow. So on the Black Hammer sniper rifle, that is also being fixed at the moment because the Hivebreaker upgrade really got in the way of the White Nail upgrade, and they've disabled the Hivebreaker until they figured out how to fix it. But let's get into the raids and the main reason we are here. So the Vault of Glass now has exotic weapon drops that are level 32. So all the drops that are in the Vault of Glass have now been upgraded to a level 32. But what does this mean for the Vex Mythoclast? Is that going to be a level 32 weapon, or is it going to be the Vex Mythoclast upgraded to 323 damage? I'm really interested to know what they've done with that gun. So you still get exotic weapons and they're still infrequent, but they are now level 32 in the Vault of Glass. So there's a reason to do the Vault of Glass again. And then we're on to our biggie, the Crota's End. So they have really nailed down and fixed everything that's wrong in Crota's End. And I'm assuming there's probably going to be glitches found again, but for right now they have made a step in the right direction. I'm not going to lie, I've used cheeses before. Why kill yourself to do something harder when you're going to get crap rewards anyway? You might as well do it the easy way. But I do like the changes they've made. So firstly, the rewards. The treasure chests now contain radiant materials. I don't quite fully understand this one because they did anyway. Maybe it just means the chests you can pick up, the one at the start in the dark area and the one that's timed, can only have radiant materials and nothing else. The existing pit treasure chest, which is the dark area, has now been moved to when you kill Ute the Deathsinger. So now the Deathsinger woman who does the liturgy song, there is a reason to kill her now, because a lot of people were just getting a Crota checkpoint, and then once they get to finish their bridge, they just called in that person and made everyone get to Crota without having to kill the Deathsinger. But now the Deathsinger will drop actual stuff, which I'll get into just a little bit later. So the pit encounter, the pillars of light, the ones that explode, will no longer launch players into the air when they explode, which is good because that is such a pain in the neck. The bridge encounter, the most glitchable part of this raid, players will now be required to cross the bridge in order to complete the bridge encounter. So if people aren't on the other side of the bridge, this won't finish, or that's how they make it sound. Players will now be required to wait for the bridge to be completed prior to crossing with the sword. So you can't start to run up the thing until the actual bridge is completely fully formed. So the Deathsinger encounter fixed a rare case where Shriekers would not spawn, preventing players from reaching the Deathsinger, and the Deathsinger now has a chance to drop exotic weapons and exotic armor, class pieces and radiant materials. So they've really added a reason to kill the Deathsinger, and in my opinion that's a great thing to do, because why not? I just can't understand why it never dropped anything in the first place, but they do look like they have fixed it. So now onto the Crota encounter, the second most glitchable part of this raid. So 2 sword bearers will no longer spawn at the same time at the outset of the encounter. So when you could get 2 swords, that won't be an issue now, that's not going to happen. Crota will now recover from his kneeling state after a player quits. So there used to be a glitch where when you get him into his knee, someone would leave and Crota would be stuck in his knee position. But now that's been fixed, so when anyone quits, Crota will stand back up and carry on fighting. There's the presence of Crota glitch where the Warlock would bring himself back to life and there would be no presence of Crota. That has now also been fixed, so you can't do that anymore. And they've also fixed the bug that made the Oversoul appear destroyed to some people when it was actually still there. I never had that issue myself personally, but those are all the fixes and changes that come with this patch, apart from PvP and Iron Banner, which I'll cover in a video about Iron Banner. So really good step in the right direction in my opinion, making the challenge of the raid even well, making a challenge of the raid, to be honest, because it wasn't a challenge before, especially just before the hard one comes out as well. So the hard one's actually going to be really challenging. So anyway, that's all the fixes. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know what they missed out on, which they should have done, in the comment section below. Leave some likes, leave some comments, leave some feedback, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.